afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're watching WYTV. You're welcome to another edition of News Review where we'll talk about the headlines that made up the newspapers of today. My name is Ahmed Abbas Olatunji, but you can call me Sidon J. And I'm in the studio with...
I'm Ambassador Rochimi Orilua, son of the prophetess, the man who resembles Wike. Good afternoon, viewers all over the world.
All right, here, I'll be starting with Punch newspaper. Abduction epidemic spreads nationwide. 14 states spend 21 billion naira on foreign trips despite zero FD1. Tinubu approved 3 billion naira for National Social Register verification presidency. BC Akonde spent below 200,000 naira for governorship campaign 1999. Ojurode. Then on Vanguard newspaper, insecurity. Gunmen run rent in Abuja, Enugu, Katsina, Ekiti, and 3 others. Don't worry about Japa. We'll train more people, Tinubu tells Nigerians. NANS applauds JAM for free UTME registration for PLWD. Abuja becoming one of the world's sacred cities, security experts. Then on Daily Post newspaper, 3 months after Wike's JTF, fear items in FCT as criminals run riot. Armed Forces Remembrance Day, sad incident of January 15 must not repeat, ACF. We are ready for February Cross River rerun election, INEC. Supreme Court receives judgment in Nasarawa Guba legal battle. These are the headlines that made up the newspapers of today. Let's go on a short commercial break. When we're back, we talk more on some of the headlines. Stay tuned. Don't go nowhere.
When life breaks into the beautiful splendor of nature, and the kids can't just resist the temptation to explore to its zenith with the full assurance that the perfect backup is on the way for a perfect refilling. Nokpa, we always come to the rescue anytime, anywhere, any day, anyway, anyhow, round the clock. Your family just can't get a better companion aside Nokpa. Nokpa Abba Mixture, your family's best bet.
With Nokpa, healthy living is guaranteed for me and my family.
Nokpa for management of power.
You're welcome back from that short commercial break, and that's our sponsor, Nokpa Abbas, that produces Nokpa Abba Bitter, Abba Flusher, Abba Cool, and Abba Powder. The first headline of today we want to talk about is abduction epidemic spreads nationwide.
Well, if we could go to the root of this matter very well, you can see that abduction of a teen has now become a business, an odd business in Nigeria. When some set of people have been abducted after paying some ransom, at the end of the day, what happened? The following week, another set of people will be abducted. And you see this, I don't know why the insecurity is increasing day by day, and the president out there is not doing anything about it. I believe if he is the chief security officer of the nation, he would have charged his boys to go after those guys. This set of people that have been abducting for a very long time now, they normally have a phone conversation with the abductees' family. Can't they trap those phones? Can't they track those phones and get to where they were?
Well, sir, talking about this, before we go into the body of the news, all I see here is expansion of new innovation. Because now, I feel people that have been abducted before, that they gain their freedom, are now going into the business. Why? Because there is no news of any apprehension of these abductors. People. Yes, so people feel this is a lucrative business. Okay, let's venture into this. It seems this is the trending business in Nigeria now. So people are now employing people to come and start abducting people for us. We'll make money through this thing. And because they see they are making money, just look at the 400 level student they killed. The girl, the lady they killed amongst the family they abducted. You know, they say like there's nothing government can do about this. That's why it is becoming rampant.
That's exactly what the point is. It was like some set of people have seen this as a means of income, I believe the president of the so-called country should rise up to his responsibility and charge the security personnel at least to curb the insecurity in the land.
Well, kidnappers moved from expressway to Lagos, Ogun, Abuja city centers. Abductors killed 2 young victims. Demand 700 million naira ransom for 9 others. The scourge of abductions, which has strangulated social and economic activities in the northwest, has spread nationwide as bandits and other criminal elements have moved their operations into the major cities across the country. The hoodlums, who hitherto operated on highways in rural communities, have in recent times escalated their attacks on residents of Lagos, Abuja, and other urban centers. The killing of 4 abducted victims from the Sangwari Estate layout in Dosen Alaji area, Buhari Area Council of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, ignited a groundswell of anger on Monday, which was yesterday, as the bandits who kidnapped 7 family members demanded 700 million naira for their release. Just imagine.
It was 50 million, 100 million now before.
Now it has increased to 700 million.
A lot of people have, they said some of their friends have rallied around, gathered almost 50 million that they wanted to go and give to them at the end of the day. Now, see what is going on now. They've increased from 100 million now to 700 million because they believe they are going to pay. And if you could go deep into the root of this matter, the bandit also have information within the family members, informant within the family members.
That is what I'm saying.
Because
like
some set of
this,
people might have been giving them the information how they were going about looking for those money.
You see, all these things, I'll still put it on the government because they lay leniency hand on this matter right from time. I think they've curbed this abduction of a thing, kidnapping of a thing, right from the time it started. I know it will not get escalated to this stage. Well, the hoodlums at Friday killed Nobia Al-Kadriya, a 400 level student of biological science, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, over alleged delay in providing the ransom, generating a firestorm of anger across the country and on social media. As of yesterday night, the remaining 5 sisters, including Najiba, a 500 level quantity surveying student, and Nadira, a 300 level zoology student, are still in captivity. The siblings were kidnapped alongside their father, Alhaji Mansour Al-Kadriya, from their home at Zuma 1 on the outskirts of Buhari town in Abuja on January 11. The captors had released Al-Kadriya, asking him to pay 60 million naira ransom for the release of his daughters. So they released the father.
They released the father, yes, at least.
And said, we are going to look for money.
Will be the one to go and look for money to come and pay for.
So people are venturing into this business of abducting. And it's not only in Abuja, it's now getting to Lagos, Ibadan, all this expressway now.
The level of the insecurity in the land. And when you see people now coming out on social media to talk about this evil act of the so-called government official, before you get to know, the police will go after those people and start arresting people. Why can't they go after bandits and arrest them?
There's a question. Okay, let me just ask this question. Maybe you as an elderly person, you could find a solution to it. Because I feel now, they released this man to go and look for money to bail his daughters. Now, is it that they try to scare this man or to put fear in his mind, not to tell the police or any security officers that if they should, they will kill the children, his children?
That is their general language. When someone is being adopted, they will tell their family members, you can go ahead and tell the police. So if you tell the police, which means your daughter is gone or the person, the victim in question is gone. And when you look deeply into the root of this matter, why we have many, I believe you can see some videos going on social media some years back where policemen are also involving themselves in this issue of kidnapping. So most of these victims, when they go to the police station to lodge a complaint, they will call them back and say, okay, you have done very well though, because you have gone to the police to report. So most of the abductees were being killed because of this. How did they know they got to the? How did they know they go to the police station to go and make a report?
Exactly. Well, before they got to release the father, they said they should go and get a 50 million naira ransom. But then after they raised the amount to 200 million naira ransom. But then, however, in a bid to secure the release of the hostages, The Ali Kadria family sought financial support from Nigerians. The bandits also murdered in cold blood 13-year-old Folashade Ariyo, abducted alongside her mother and 3 siblings. 2 unidentified hostages were also killed by the bloodthirsty criminals, and their bodies were dumped around a former military checkpoint behind Ida Junction along the Buari-Jere SCC Road in the Kagako local government area of Kaduna State.
Look at that. So, look at the overconfidence. They still brought those bodies closer to the checking point of the.
So that just is the question. This is the question I want to ask. All these people, they are in a bush around where people are staying. You know their route. People know where they follow when they are going.
Where they are going.
I don't know the reason why. We have helicopters. We have Navy.
We have Navy. Air Force officials that can go into the boat, that can fly with their fighter jet. That can fight this set of people. Huh?
Well, reports said Folashade had been buried on Sunday, while her mother and siblings were still with their captors. So the Folashade has been buried. The mother and the other siblings are still there in captivity. Well, may God help us in this country, because now it's getting out of hand. Even you that you're watching me is not safe. I pray God will not allow this thing to happen.
Policeman out there at the checking point is to start arousing people, checking their
That's all they know.
Collecting their money, telling them to transfer.
Checking people's phone.
People mindlessly, innocent souls.
Saying, coming on national TV to say, no grief for anybody. It's not a slang.
I don't know what the country has done.
And the people have been kidnapped in Abuja. You do not have anything to do about that. The only thing you know is to come and be telling us a story. I beg. Well, another headline here says, don't worry about Japa, will train more people, Tinubu tells Nigerians. President Bola Tinubu has asked Nigerians not to be worried about the mass exodus of younger professionals to other countries. Japa is a local parlance for the mass exodus of skilled professionals seeking greener pastures abroad. Tinubu, who made a call while on an official visit to Imo State to witness the inauguration of the second term of Governor Hope Uzodinma in Owerri yesterday, said more Nigerians will be trained to fill the vacancies that exist as a result of those relocating for greener pasture.
Let me say, it's quite an unfortunate statement from the president. I'm sorry, His Excellency, with due respect, because I believe that the country is being fixed the way the country is. You don't need to tell people not to Japa, because when the country is being fixed, they will want to stay back while the situation of the country is okay.
But the president here is not even talking about anybody.
I know what you say, let them, if anybody wants to go, let them go. It's a quite unfortunate statement. Because when you say you are going to train some set of people, automatically you could see the level of, how do I put the statement, the concern about the president for those people that have left the country. Because if you are not concerned about it, you wouldn't have made such a statement.
Sir, let's look at it this way. You see, I do tell people, you see, when we don't see things in different angles, things will not balance. Sir, people travel out of the country because they want greener. It's not green pasture, greener pasture. We all know, we all understand that this country is not working. But even if the father is not working, we are still staying here. This is where we work, and we are still managing ourselves. So if you have the opportunity to travel, you can go anywhere. It's a freedom of. So that's what the president is saying. Like, the spaces they are living, we are going to fix some other people that are ready to work.
Well, have you ever seen anybody that traveled out of this country that really have impact on the country, except those medical doctors that when you go to some hospital today that they are short of staff based on their welfare that is not being taken care of.
Well, we have problems in the schools too now, because most of the lecturers are now traveling.
Why would you be working in a country that belongs to every one of us, that you won't be able to benefit from what is coming out from the country?
Well, the president has made a statement that will train people to fix them in on vacancies. So let's wait and see on that, because now, as people are doing Japa, some people are trying to fix in to that. They are fitting into that position some people are living. So let's wait and see. Maybe the president has something to do with this Japa syndrome. Well, let's move on to the last headline for today. Abuja becoming one of world's sacred cities. Security expert. A security expert, Bulama Bukati, said Abuja is becoming one of the sacred cities in the world with the recent spate of kidnapping, one chance robberies, and other criminal activities.
Well, if Abuja, which is the capital city of
Nigeria,
the country, is not safe, which part of the country is now safe? I believe what can bring a lasting solution to this issue of kidnapping and bandit is that when they set up a police, a state police, because you see, a police that was transferred from Abuja now to work in Lagos State, or let me say, a police that was transferred from Abuja to work in Owerri or to work in Port Harcourt, which is not this, which is not an entity of that place. If anything happens within the vicinity, where will he run to? He doesn't know where he should fly. But if a state policing is set up in a state now, everybody has the right to work in his individual local government. They all know the loot and corner of where they came from, where they will come from.
If I should come in on this, I feel the problem we are having is not the state police or anything. Check it. Can police really handle the case of kidnapping in Nigeria? What the soldiers cannot do, can police do?
Listen to me. Let me tell you this. Let the whole world listen to this. A soldier that was born and bred in Lagos, that was born and raised in Lagos, that was transferred to Maduguri inside the forest that he was not born, that he didn't know the route.
So they are trained for this.
They are trained. They don't really know where they are going.
This is not only done in Nigeria like that. We have soldiers in US that goes to another place.
Those people, yes, most of the soldiers.
They deploy soldiers everywhere.
Listen, most of the soldiers, because my father was once a military personnel. Those soldiers that he was the one that taught me this. Those soldiers that was trained in US that was being taken to another place, most of those soldiers, go and check them. Out of 100% that was being deployed, hardly you see 30% coming back, because the place they were taking them to, they were new at that place. The only thing that can bring a lasting solution is to employ somebody who is from that place. Now, when you look at these bandits, when they kidnap, they go inside the forest. They have been used to that area. They know every nook and corner of that area. But somebody who don't know, who was just a well-trained soldier, it's only when you see somebody that is coming ahead you, when you see a war coming ahead you, what of the war that you didn't see? How do you prevent those wars?
But sir, there is nothing that has advantage that does not have disadvantage. That's what I want us to look at, because now you are talking about trying to have local securities around that knows the corner. Yes, but now do you know most of these local securities are playing villain in this role. They can be part of the antagonist and still playing with the protagonist, because they will be in the middle, because most of them still work with these bandits. Listen, and that's the reason why they bring external security.
Before you can employ somebody to come and work, I believe some visibility study about that person might have been done.
That is not in Nigeria. Nigeria will never do anything. They will just employ. Imagine what happened in Kano, sir.
That is where we have been missing it.
They said they recruit almost 221 what's it called, repentants to police force in Kano State.
In Kano State, those people.
That's just too bad to me.
Yeah, that is exactly. That is why you.
So that is where you will know that.
You know that the system is not working.
That's what I'm saying. That even employing the local security cannot solve this matter.
All these problem issues that we are having today in the country, the government should be responsible for it.
They are the one using all these talks for election.
A repented Boko Haram, you will launch them back into the Nigerian military force. I believe the blood still runs in their vein.
Someone said on a post today, I saw it online, saying recruiting different police officers in the north, they actually are planning something big for the southwest and the east, because they are trying to get stronger for jihadists, like they want to fight for Islamic State in the northern part. I just heard that rumor that this morning when I was surfing online. So I was like, what am I supposed to say on this? I said I'll bring it to the show so we can rub mine, because now I'm looking at it like, why will you recruit criminals back to the police force? I don't understand. Even people that are not criminals before they join the police force, they are becoming criminal in the police force. Now you are not recruiting people that are criminals, that you arrested as criminals. You are recruiting them back to the police force.
That's to show the level of where our government has brought us into in this country. You know, I normally say that one day we'll just wake up and see that the country is no longer existing.
Well, Bukati disclosed this in an interview on a TV station. He said, in major junctions in Abuja, criminals and armed robbers masquerading as taxi drivers maim and rob Nigerians in a way that we have not seen before. Abuja is becoming one of the sacredest federal capital cities in the world, he added. Bukati said, what is going on in Abuja is a reflection of what has been happening across Nigeria, he said. Over 9,700 people were killed last year in 2023 across Nigerians. Abuja cannot be immune to that because as long as you leave insecurity to fester and flourish across Nigeria, then it will find its way to Abuja. According to Bukati, intelligence had shown that violent terrorist groups from the northeast, northwest and north-central geopolitical zones had moved into Abuja, while some operate from border states such as Kogi, Kaduna, Niger and Nasarawa. Over 200 people were either killed or abducted in Abuja in the last 3 months of 2023. The expert said, noting that the ugly trend will drive away investors and discourage diplomats from living in the nation's capital, while Nigeria's security rating in the world will be badly affected. Bukati urged security agencies to take sustained security action in Abuja and in other parts of the country. The way to secure Abuja is to take the fight to the bandits and terrorists in other parts of the country, he advised.
That was a good advice, that was a good suggestion, but the fact still remains. You see, I said it once upon a time on this program that let the government give everybody the audacity and the free hand to defend themselves.
To have a gun.
Have a gun. That's exactly what is going to solve the solution. If this is not happening at the end of the day, you know we will be killed. Maybe it is in the interest of the government.
Well, I will say, okay, let me just go with you now because I feel it's now getting out of hand, but I don't think that will be the solution because that is when you now need to know that we will start adopting ourselves from our room. You have a gun, I have a gun. If your gun did not have bullets, I can use my own bullet gun to adopt you.
What will you be doing with a gun that doesn't have bullets?
You know, you may not, people that don't have money to eat, how can they get money to?
Happen overnight. While you were asleep, some set of people are planning you too, which means there's an adage of Yoruba that says Ojulala conventionally, which means the crab normally watches head with.
I want to ask this question. If Nigerian government should bring it out now that okay, as from today, we want to start licensing gun for people to protect themselves. That is when you will see another tax will be placed on that gun. Before you know it, federal government will start generating something from there. And before you know it, money that we are supposed to eat, we are still looking for money to eat. Are we going to be buy? They will tell you before you can buy this bullet, you will need to pay so money. You know, it will be
those people that can afford it will buy it.
So that cannot work. That cannot. That will be oppressing will start.
Now, what do we do to the insecurity in the land when the government are there folding their hands? Doing nothing.
But sir, this is not going. That's not going to be the solution because oppression will set in.
Let's tell them now. Can you tell them what is going to be the solution?
Okay, if you're watching this show, please kindly drop a comment and let us know your own view on the insecurity in Nigeria as for now. Because Ambassador said the government should give us the mantle to start using gun, as if everybody should have gun in their house to protect themselves. And I said that's not going to be the best solution because even with that, it will either increase the level of insecurity in Nigeria because the oppression will just be too much. So you can drop your comments there. Let's see. In the comment section, Toyosi Crown said, it's okay, our president should just make haste before half quarter of Nigeria Japa to other developed country because of brain drain. Adebayo Kabir Adewumi said, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you too. So we're still expecting your comments, but this is where we're going to be ending it on the show today. Don't forget that the sponsor for this show is still Nokpa Abbas. And don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, on TikTok, on Instagram, on X, on YouTube at Wisdom Yard Online TV. My name is Ahmed Abbas Olatunji, but you can call me Sidon J. Thank you, Ambassador, for joining us on the show. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Be good and be hardworking. Bye.